Welcome back, everyone, to the FPL Show. Very shortly, we'll be having a look at your Twitter questions and discussing captaincy. First of all, though, let's check out who Az and Jenny have got in their teams ahead of Game Week 12.
Time for our experts' team reveals. Az, we're going to start with you. Tell us, what is the plan? Because you've got something big up your sleeve.
Yeah, well, I've got 2 free transfers here. I mean, there's a few players I'm not overly happy. I've got 2 Brentford attackers. I've got Vardy, so I need to address something to do that. I'm going to sell Vardy this week for sure. My 2 options are either Vardy and Mbommo to Son and Adam Armstrong. I can do that for free with the 2 frees. Or what I think I'm going to do is do Vardy to Ronaldo.
Woo.
And downgrade Duffy to a 4 million, like Ben Johnson, like we mentioned. And if I bring in Ronaldo, he will be my captain.
And how long are you planning to keep Ronaldo in your team?
1 week.
Right.
I'm hoping to see something from Kane, and then I'll move down to Kane, if you can call it that, next week.
OK, so that's just for the trip to Vicarage Road to take on Watford. Interesting.
There's few chances to go against Salah, and I think Arsenal is a game that they should put up a fight, and I'm not convinced Salah's going to go too hard.
All right, bold stuff. We'll get your captaincy pick in a little bit, Az. But, Jenny, what have you got lined up for Game Week 12?
Yeah, I'm going to be rolling the transfer this week. I'm very keen to have 1 more week of watching Spurs, and I hope that will mean I can bring in Kane off the back of a good performance against Leeds. So the idea will be next week I'll have 2 free transfers. Havertz will go out to a cheaper midfielder, and then Kane will come in for one of my forwards. So yeah, I'm pretty set for this week. The only dilemma is benching Livramento yet again.
So there's a flag on him at the moment, but we hear that he is going to be available for the game at Norwich.
Yeah.
It's a concern.
So it's a tough one because he's been getting really good points. You could argue maybe Tony should be benched on current form, but I quite like Tony against his old club. Point to prove at St James's Park. I just feel like the upside might be there with the forward, the higher ceiling.
All right. Good luck with that decision.
Good stuff. Good luck, guys. Thanks for talking us through your plans. We're going to answer your Twitter questions in a moment. But first, let's look back at the last game week, Game Week 11, at some of the standout numbers.
Time to dip into the FPL postbag. Many thanks to everyone who sent in a question. The Twitter address is @officialFPL. Mohammed Faris kicks us off. Hi, Jenny. This is for you, Jenny.
Great.
Should I keep Havertz, asked Mohammed, for another week, or get Jota in for him?
Doesn't want your opinion, Az.
No, that's fine. I blame him.
These are 2 midfielders I've got, so I recommend both. I would say Havertz for 1 more week if we think that Lukaku isn't ready to start. So wait for Thomas Tuchel's press conference. If it looks that Lukaku's out, start Havertz and then bring Jota in next week.
I want your opinion, Az.
I would do it. I think if you've got a free transfer, Havertz Jota is a great thing to do. I think you're going to lose Havertz anyway with Lukaku back. Yeah, I think Jota's a better option anyway.
OK. The second tweet comes from Don Cads, who's asking whether to go for Gallagher or Smith Rowe. Not much in the price difference, Az.
Yeah, I think this is a really, really good question. I've got Smith Rowe. I think I would probably go for Gallagher, though. 2 double-digit hauls. His stats are better than Smith Rowe's, and the fixtures are turning really nicely for him as well.
What do you think?
Yeah, I've been really, really pleased with what I've seen from Palace. They've been brilliant, both at the back and in attack. They've had tough fixtures. The fixtures are about to get better. Gallagher for me.
OK. Could you get both?
Probably I only want one of them in that price bracket, I think, because there may be a 4.5 below that on your bench.
All right, OK. We've got both of the tweets, which is it's a voice-activated Twitter mechanism.
There we go.
Lynn says, lots of talk. Oh, no, we're back to the way. But no, let me ask this one from Lynn, which is lots of talk about Reguilon and Emerson Royale being viable options in terms of the Tottenham flying fullbacks, as we expect there to be after Antonio Conte's arrival. But is Davies Well, he's there somewhere. They're down here in the bottom. Oh, there you go. What about Davis? 4.4 million, dead cheap, and his runs forward. Is he being overlooked?
Yeah, I'm not so sure. I think overlooked for a good reason. Playing it at sort of left centre-back versus left wing-back or right wing-back. In a Conte system, you really want the wing-backs. Yes, he's cheaper, and he'll get a few forward runs, but nothing like Reguilon and Royale.
OK.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, Lynn, I think this is classic overthinking. Reguilon and Emerson Royale are just much better options in pretty much every way. I mean, Romero looks like he's injured, so you might get a bit of a run from Davies, but in January, I'm sure Conte's going to want to buy a centre-back, and long-term, it doesn't look a good pick.
OK.
OK, Harry's asking the next question. He says, has the moment passed on double Chelsea defence from what we saw with our premium defenders chat earlier? I'm guessing I know the answer.
No, do you know what? I think looking at the numbers of Man City's sort of shots against, I would say if you're going to go double on anyone, I'd go City over Chelsea.
OK.
I like it in a 4, if you're going 4 at the back, because I think Trent, Cancelo and one Chelsea defender is the way to go. But you could play 4 at the back and get in both of them.
OK.
All right, one final quick tweet, and this is from Lucius. Do I take a -4, a 4-point hit to replace Robert Sanchez? And if so, who for?
If you've got Steele as the backup, then you don't need to, because he should play in this game. Potter's said that he'll play. If you haven't, and you want to freshen up your goalkeepers, it's a good time to do it, because it only really is a -2. But I think Robert Sanchez is a good pick long-term. I wouldn't do it.
All right, suspended this weekend, but ride that out, says Az. Brilliant stuff. Very, very good. Let's now address the question of the armband.
All right, it is captaincy time. Who to put the armband on this week? We've picked out 4 standout options for you with Salah, Ronaldo, Harry Kane and João Cancelo on the list. Yes, I know what you're thinking. Captain a defender when you've got Salah in your team, perhaps? Why? Well, this is why. Have a look at these numbers. This is quite outstanding for João Cancelo. When you look at the last 4 game weeks, in terms of shots, Cancelo has taken the same amount as Mo Salah. They're both ranked top in the Premier League, Gianni. Does that make him a genuine shout for captaincy?
He's definitely in the question. He's not someone I'm going to go to or can perhaps even consider, but those stats don't lie. And look, I mean, he's not really a defender, is he? Some of the fullbacks we've looked at in today's episode, you know, they're playing in midfield positions or even in wide forward positions. Cancelo this season drifts into that number 10 channel, gets lots of shots off. We like it.
What do you think, Az?
Yeah, I mean, I can't see Everton scoring, but then I saw City beating Palace a few weeks ago quite comfortably, and that's the problem with captaining a defender. It can all turn around so quickly. If Everton do come out on the front foot and City do have to defend a bit more, and he's not getting forward like we've seen, then you're going to wish you put it on Salah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's inform the decision a little bit more by checking out who those 4 players' opponents, how many big chances they've allowed teams to have over the last 4 game weeks. So if you look at that, the most accommodating opponent is the one that Cancelo is going to be facing, Everton. What do you think, Johnny?
Yeah, not that long ago we saw Watford run riot against Everton, and that was a Watford team not scoring. So you definitely look at City, but perhaps there isn't that one standout attacking player other than, say, Cancelo or possibly Foden. Right. We prefer the reliable assets of Ronaldo's and Salah's.
And on those stats, actually Leeds have tightened up in the last few game weeks, so that makes Harry Kane, if anyone has brought him in to captain this week, not as good an option.
I don't think it's the best fixture for Spurs to be going into. And like I said, with Conte not having loads of time to work with the players, I think Leeds are going to put up a real fight. It's all about Phillips. When Phillips is in the side, they're a decent defensive side. I can't see Spurs scoring more than 2 goals.
As very briefly, in one word, who's your captain?
I will most likely be bringing in Ronaldo and captaining him. It's purely based on the fixture. Watford, the second worst defensive side, other than United over the last 4. And I just think Ronaldo could get 3 or 4 goals in that game. That was one word. Brilliant. OK, we've only got 10 seconds. Danny, who's your one word?
Mo for me.
Mo. Brilliant stuff. Excellent.
That's 3 words.
Many thanks, Jules, for being with us.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
We will be back next week, 2 o'clock on Thursday. See you then.
Bye.